G'day folks, welcome to this continuation. We're at the start of the 17th of December, the pre-dawn turn. And I've gone through all the mutual play segment. Just doing an audio check. Yep, that's good. And yeah, we're ready to go. So, I've gone through all the mutual play segment. I've gone through, all the supply checks. Now let me run you through what's happened. I've also gone through the atmospheric check and so forth. So these guys are just out of command range. This is the command post that was attacked and disrupted, and I kind of realised how disruptive that can be, because they can't flip back over to their deployed side whilst disrupted. So they have to wait till the end of the turn to remove that disruption, and of course it's not their turn yet, so they'll be disrupted throughout this first German phase, which puts a lot of their units of the 106th out of command. That's this cuts command through here, and no command. Well, it's too long to draw command all the way through here. Also supply issues for. Hey Johan, good to have you here. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the help. There's supply issues for these guys out here. They're all out of supply. They're all out of comms. You can see supply can just get through. If I trace supply along this road, supply can be enemy zones of control are cancelled by the presence of friendly units for comms, I believe. I was checking this earlier, but not for supply. The supply path from HQ to subordinate units is blocked by enemy zones of control. I haven't created it myself. This is random.org, and it is true random, so close to true random, and it's pretty easy to use. So first number is red, second number is white. I'm so done with Vassal die roller. I have no faith in it anymore after those incidents late last night. Just to recap, 14 out of 15 of the die rolls were 5s or 6s for the combat result for the white die. There is something wrong with that system. So supply can't get through. It can get through. Why could it get through these guys? I can't recall. Oh yeah, because the zones of control of these two units cuts that supply through to here, and it cuts supply through to the units beyond. So they're out of supply, out of comms. The penalties aren't too onerous. It doesn't affect their movement for most foot units. In fact, these guys think they can get out of there. Maybe we'll see what the Germans do. But it does cause some column shifts, so you can see mainly defenders in combat out of supply, column shift to the left, and for comms, the penalty for being out of comms is defender in a unit with a unit that is out of comms is a column shift to the right. So that'll be 2 shifts to the right for any combat sort of in this area. There is some weather effect as well. So I rolled for weather, and just a reminder as well, these are my notes up here. No fatigue on the 17th, basically. All units are active throughout the 16th of December. No rested markers replaced, but there's no freshness determination until the 18th pre-dawn turn. So what that basically means is, units have to have 1 rested marker throughout the course of this day to avoid that fatigue. And so I rolled for weather, and I rolled for fog for the 5th Panzer Army, whilst the 7th Panzer Army, 7th Army, my apologies, just rolled clear. I've also double checked the objectives, and they need Schwanweiler, Edelbrook. What else do they have? I think Kartenbach, Wilverwitz, I think Burscheid might have been one, Welscheid might have been one as well, Clairvaux certainly, and then Uren, Berg-Roland, and I think Steinbruck, Schonberg were the other objectives. So they're all along the river basically. Their objective is to get across the river by the end of this day. That's the 7-turn scenario objectives, getting across the river. I've also incidentally been looking throughout the day at historical progress, and whilst things feel pretty bad around here, that's kind of in line with historical progress. They're not. It's hard to know the details, but they're doing okay. I think I'm ahead of schedule here. I've reached Clairvaux by the end of the first day. That's really good. I've reached the outskirts of Drafelt by the end of the first day. The 5th Panzer Army doing very well. They're way ahead of schedule. This is very different, the story of the 7th Army, because I'm also playing other scenarios at the same time. And in my southern 7th Army scenario, the 85th Corps down here is not doing as well as what I'm doing here. And you can see here I eliminated... No, I didn't, sorry. That was... Yeah, I think I... Oh, they're out of comms as well because they're surrounded. Concentrating efforts there. So, look, we're ready to go. I've been going top to bottom, then bottom to top, then top to bottom, and now I think I'll start bottom to top and see what we can do with the 352nd. We need to make an event roll with these guys, which means finding the events. This is the scenario book. I need the playbook. I've also got my reinforcements placed already. They're over here. So we have the 85th Corps random event. I will use this first die roll. So what have we got here? We've got the Earl Triangle, we've got Furen, and we have Bettendorf. So it's a -3 dice roll modifier. We're looking at the 17 pre-dawn turn. First number is a 2, -3 is 0. So it's an H result, and an H result is 5th. That just happened in my other scenario. So they ferry a Stug company across the bridge to Vianden. I got the exact same event early today playing this other scenario that I'm playing. Pick up and place an 11 Stug company in Vianden. It cannot move this turn. So they can't move, but basically they're across the river, a turn ahead of schedule. It's not going to matter anyway because the bridge will be constructed at the end of this turn, and then they'll be able to cross the bridge, but they get a bit of a head start, I guess. Okay, so fog. Oh no, this is clear. It's clear for these guys, but it is a night turn, which means +1 movement to everything. Night, 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 night. Add +1 to enter a hex at night, which means that these guys are kind of stuck in this little area here. But they're facing out of comms, out of command. 1-step infantry that can't bring in their artillery. We've got 8, 9. So we have got... I don't really need to move here. I can just, I think, stay right there. Over here, we'll try and get flanking. What the Americans did is they realised how kind of exposed Dunkirk is. They don't want to be surrounded, so they've pulled back their armour to Ettelbruck. No, they pulled them back even further. I need them. I need them up here. I think this army unit was there, and I realised that 5th Volksarmee were about to cross the river, so I've pulled them right back. the reason is the Germans are about to pretty much cut off. You can see that retreat path through there. It's a long path around, and I was just they were worried about that, so they pulled out, left the AT behind, and that's about it. I should also get my ferries organised, but they're not ferrying anything. I think they're actually they might be able to ferry some artillery. We'll see. We'll get them prepared anyway. If not the artillery, then perhaps themselves. And I've begun construction of a bridge here. So I did that engineering note earlier. That is, I've started to point the bridge markers towards the bridges, just to make it a bit clearer. So this bridge marker is pointing at this bridge here, and yeah, I've got this bridge here. And that won't be finished until the afternoon turn, and no other bridges. I will also point out that 9th Armoured Division counterattack drove back didn't just drive them back, they eliminated a battalion of the 62nd Division that had crossed the Ur. You may recall from the last video, 62nd had sent a battalion across and were holding this hex, and a big counterattack from the 9th Armoured, who have been released now. Yes, smash them, wipe them out, cut off their retreat basically. Okay, traffic jams. I'll also check that as well. Traffic jam chart is up here. It's the no more traffic jams. That's cause for celebration, because they were just the movement costs wasn't frustrating. It was just having to remember these traffic jams. That was frustration. So no more traffic jams on the 17th. We're good to go. No air yet, but there will be air next turn, and that'll really throw some interesting dynamics into the mix. Okay, so we've got 352nd done. There's not much else I can do behind the lines here. Can I don't know if I'd be able to ferry the horse drawn. Would have to pay 2 extra. They can't move very far. It costs them 2 just to flip, and they're range 12, so they can reach some of these combat down here. They can reach as well. These guys are all mounted up, so they will 1, 2 and a half. Actually, they'll stop there. 2, and yep, might be able to lend some support as well. I had shied away from the idea of combat here, but maybe if I'm throwing all the Nebelwerfers, which have a relatively short range, I could just throw them there. Where are the rest of my Nebelwerfers? Here they are. They've all mounted up, so I can go 1 and a half, and the same with those guys. So maybe I will throw an attack in here. They're out of comms. They won't have any artillery support. I can throw all my Nebelwerfer. Those are the I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it. That are the 18th Nebelwerfer Brigade into that combat. Yeah, I'm really hoping for. Hey Carl, I've got a random.org die roller, which I'm using instead of the Vassal die roller. I've lost faith in Vassal. Horse drawn. I can stack some more artillery here, but they've got good range as well on those guns. These guns also have pretty good range. 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, so they can reach Dunkirk as well. These 3 here. That's the plan for them. I have all these 7th Army, which I haven't done much with. I'll just kind of put them in around cross-country vehicles, yeah, pay half, so they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to there, 6.5 maybe. And they'll just protect the guns. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, and they'll move up as well. I might even move the army headquarters up. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Can't hurt, just get them a bit closer. Yeah. Which means I should probably move the core headquarters up a bit as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get some protection. '17th is a night turn. That's right. I just talked about that as movement modifiers, but not for road movement, at least as far as I'm aware. So for all the off-road movement, yes, they do, which is why these guys can't move. So I am mindful of that. What I'd love to do is move up here and then down there. On a day turn, they could do that because it'd be 3, 6, but on a night turn, that costs 4, and they can't get anywhere. So what I'll also do is clear all movement of units, so I can refresh all that. It also prevents a couple of other little movement scenarios that I've been looking at, studying the map. Alright, so 350 seconds done. I can't move any more of these guys. Alt Shift 0. Oh, it'd be nice if they could just move. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, puts me in range of Hoshide. Oh, what just happened there? I just got a little overlay. I don't even know how I brought this up. But I kind of would like it to go away. There we go. I tried to clear the Alt Shift 0. Okay, got it. There's no other 5th Volkswagen. Oh, here we are, up here. That's where they are. And they're deployed. There we go. We'll just they've got very low movement, and they're not going to do anything. So I'll mount them up as well and get them ready to move out. We've got the 5th Volkswagen command post out here, which extends their command. Alright, so let's think about 5th Volkswagen. We've got 1 armoured unit in Hoshide. I should be able to clear that out. It's in clear terrain. I'm going to have 20... Oh, geez, what kind of... Quite a lot of factors, and they can't bring their artillery. Oh, yeah, they can't bring their artillery. So I'm kind of planning ahead my combats so I can do get some decent movement in. They've got 3. I do have the engineers here. And what I like about engineers is they add that additional die roll modifier to combat. I'm wondering if I could get an attack on Berkshire here. So if I've got 25 on 3, that'll give me 8 to 1 with 2 column shifts left. It should be 6 to 1, which would pretty much guarantee the retreat and elimination of that unit. So I don't need these 2, which means that I can bring these guys down to here, and maybe I'll bring the engineers down as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To move trucks into broken terrain would cost them 4. Trucks also can't cross that road. Actually, trucks, sorry. Trucks be 1, 2, 3, 4. Just be short. Trucks can't cross that stream. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half into there, and I'll just lend that little bit of extra support to that combat. And that's about it. Fairly easy. This is a 17th pre-dawn turn. Yep. Hey, welcome Massimo. Appreciate all your help last night. And looking forward to you calling me out on mistakes again. So yeah, this is pre-dawn. That's why, yeah, I've factored that into this movement. Hopefully that's all correct. Now, again, this is a night turn, so we'll be looking at these night turn charts. I think this is going to be, well, let's do these because there's no artillery in this combat. So let's start here, and we've got 5, 2, 2, and I was going to bring all my Nebelwerfers down for. Hey, IDJ. Yeah, I was watching your playthrough of Marvel Champions earlier today. I was thinking about getting it for my son. He's a huge Marvel fan. And I've been contemplating it for a while, so I was watching your playthrough to see what it's like. So yeah, we've got 5 to 2 here. This is not going to be easy, so bringing the artillery is going to be important. Nebelwerfers against, they're going to be quartered basically, and I have got, let's get some fired markers going. I've got a lot. I've got 6 plus 12, 28, 28. I'm sure I had more than that. Where are the others hiding? Oh, you guys, what are you doing all the way over there? 28. They will move down. $33. So it starts at 5 to 2, but I've got 33 quartered, which is 6, that's 8. And I might need to throw some artillery into this as well, because of all the column shifts. It's only 13, it's only 6 to 1, and I think there's going to be at least 4 column shifts to the left. There more than that actually. There might be something like 6 column shifts to the left, with the river, with broken, with the fort. So let's throw some more artillery in. Let's throw in our 7, and yeah, artillery on a night turn is going to be halved, so that's a little bit better. So we've got 7. $15 is going to add another 8. It's going to give me 21 and 2, 10 to 1. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, IDJ. I don't like. I've seen. I'd like to see if I bought it, I'd just get the base game, and that might kind of get him hooked in, and then he'd want to buy all the expansions, which worries me because I don't like buying expansions. No, I'll leave it there. So we've got 21 on 2. 10 to 1. Now, column shifts. Column shifts, here we go. It's really, there's nothing special about the units. There's no village there. We are just looking at, oh god, 3 left for the river, 2 left for the fort, and then 2 left for broken. Oh crikey, at least brings me down to 3 to 1 with a +1 modifier. 3 to 1 +1. Oops, I wasn't going to use that. I was going to use this. Okay, 3 to 1 +1. 3 to 1 5 is a hit, and 3 to 1 4 is a counterattack which they ignore. So that's a step loss for the attacker. Yep, that's it. Yeah, no, you're right. I'd appreciate it. I've been keeping an eye on the price as well over in Australia. It's about $60 at the moment. I can get a copy for 60 Australian, which is about, at the moment it's about 90 US. Alright, these guys, it's just a straight 5, 6, 9 to 1. Now they do have, it's going to be broken again. Nebuverses are not, they're not half a day or night, but they're quartered for the fort, right? The fort quarters Nebuverses. So they're probably better off, it's your best during those turns. Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't spend my Nebuverses in here, spend my artillery on the forts, and then try and get my Nebuverses across and throw them at units caught out in the open. So don't use Nebuverses on forts, use them on units out in the open. I think it's a lesson I'm very slowly learning. So 9 to 1 in broken. So broken terrain at night is 2 to the left. So that's a very nice 7 to 1. But they have the, well, I've got recon on a night turn. So it's -1 to me, but they've got the ER for +1. So they cancel out. It's just a 7 to 1. 2. So 7 to 1, 2, and 2 is a 1 DR3. Alright, so this unit is dead. DR3. So I can go 1, 2. Alright, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is my objective here. I don't think the Americans are going to want to defend that. They're too concerned with what's happening up in the northwest, so that's good. Now these truck unit, oh, it could advance to there, couldn't it? Truck units can advance into broken. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't move any further. Keeping in mind the additional costs because it's a night turn. Alright, this is a combat where I want to throw the rest of my artillery pretty much. We've got 15 on 3. I know I've got -1 for flanking. But they are in a town. This could be my first town capture if this goes well. It's very possible. A town at night is defended doubled and 1 to the left. So it's 15 on 6. 1 to the left. They're not fortified, which is good. I'm going to have, they're going to have +1 for ER, but -1 because they're not a frontline unit, and -1 for flanking. And I can throw my artillery at this. So what can reach? They can reach, and they can reach. So 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 artillery into a town will be halved, which will give me a plus 9 when rounded mathematically, which is 24 on 6. 24 and 6. I would really like to maybe throw some more, and I'll probably should put fire markers on this artillery as I fire them. Keeping in mind, I want to get an attack on here. Minimum number of pages. That's a good question. I would say about 80. You've got the 60. No frontline unit shift. Oh yeah, is it a shift? Oh, it's a shift. It's not a shift. It's not a -1. It's a 1 to the right shift, isn't it? No frontline units is for the defender. Is 1 to the right. Thank you. So the rule book's about 50 pages long. Then you've got to read through a lot of different scenario notes and setup notes. You've got to read through all the different setup charts, and there's a lot of reading on those charts. These play aid cards are a study in themselves, so you're reading rules on these charts. So you're looking at, I'd say, about 80 pages. But having said that, the first 50 pages of the rulebook are pretty easy to kind of understand. They're just dense. It's a dense rulebook, but kind of relatively easy to follow. Yeah. And I did my rules primers, so check out the rules primers that I did on the channel. 5 videos, about an hour long, and they cover most of the basics. What they don't cover is all the information that's hidden within these charts, and the charts include a lot of sort of the factors that shape things, like column shifts and things like that. So I was looking for extra artillery to throw into this attack, but yeah. So okay. So what? Before I do that, let's think about what the Americans can do. They can draw on this artillery. They can draw on both of these artillery, and okay, they don't have a lot of artillery in this area. I just want to throw in a little bit more. That will do. So that brings my artillery up to 17 to 22. Halved will give me plus 11. Actually, no, I'll also... I think I had 2 here somewhere. Yep, those guys. They'll also fire. So 17, 22, 24 halved is plus 12. Gives me 27 on 6. And yeah, so now the American artillery. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so they'll throw in... Sorry, they'll throw in that for plus 3 for 9. So we're looking at 3 to 1. 3 to 1, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, plus 1, minus 1 is just 3 to 1. 4 and 4. 3 to 1, 4 and 4 is a hit and a counterattack. Okay, so we take a step loss and they have to counterattack us. That's not so bad because, in fact, I think this is one of the first counterattacks I've seen in this scenario, because most of the time the Americans have been in forts. Now these guys are in trouble because they're unlikely to get support, and they're unlikely to get decent, favourable combat odds. Okay, not attacking here, tempted to attack here, but oh look, it's going to be really tough, and I don't think I want to. It's an objective that I need to attack. I need to take, rather. I'd have 13 on 3. It'd be a base of 4 to 1. I don't have a lot of artillery support left. So I might do this combat and see what happens. They can't... When I say I don't have a lot of artillery, I don't need a lot of artillery. I can spend this other gun here for +5, which would be halved. No, that might be full strength. No, halved in the woods at night. So I'd have an extra 3, it'd be 16 on 3, which is relatively dangerous because if they throw in that, I'm down to 2 to 1. With in the woods, could be down to 1 to 1, which could hurt me. 1 to 1, I'd be looking at needing a 1. There's also a village there, so that'd be +2. I would not have a chance, I don't think. So that's suicide. So this combat, we have got 10, 25, 28 on 3, if I remember correctly. Yes. They are in a fort, but no artillery. Let's throw in my last gun for this corps, for the armies, the 7th Army rather. So that's 5, which gives me 31. And they can reach as well. So 5 plus 3 is 9, 4.5 is 5, yes, an extra 2 is 33 on 3. And they have got 2 to the left, +2. And then maybe more because... Thanks, RDJ, appreciate it. So the defenders are an AFV. Oh, I don't have an AFV with me. That's okay. So we're looking at 7 to 1 +2, basically. +2 is a bit of a pain. Now I'm flanking, so that's -1. So 7 to 1 +1. Oh, I have engineers as well, which is another negative. So it's just 71 base. 7 to 1, 3 and 5. That's a DR4 result. Well, they can't retreat. So they are eliminated. And the DR4 gives me a pretty good advance. 1, 2. Oh, another thing to keep in mind is... oh, it's not fog for these guys. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, so 5th Volkswagen having 2 shifts for supply. Oh yeah, of course, 2 shifts as well. So it's really at maximum odds up here. Alright, that's the end of their activation. Didn't ferry anyone over, won't worry about it. Now let's shift up to... Now I've got to remember the fog. And I've got to find the core HQ, which has got to be here. Here they are. Okay, so we're looking at 47th Corps. And 47th Corps in the 5th Panzer Army area. Here we are, right at the top there. Okay, so what do we got? What do we control? We control Marnik and Holzingen. but not... Oh, we do control Heinescheid. Heinescheid, Marnik, Hosingen, all three for a -3. No, we're looking here now at the 17th Freedom turn. So we don't control Clairvaux. We don't control Trafeld. And we don't control Vilvervitz. And Kaltenberg, we don't control any of those. So geez, it's a +4 dice roll modifier. Ouch. 4 plus 4 is 8 is a J event. A J event is... The 44th Battalion Vilts is free to move. Where are they? Here they are, down here. They are free to move. That's problematic. They're right next to this bridge across the Vilts River. Okay. Fog. Now, what does fog do? Let me tell you what fog does, because I don't think I've covered it in a video yet. Fog prevents the exertion of zones of control into wood, broken marsh, or forest. It is exciting for the Germans because it means that they can move back and forth between this forest without disrupting the zone of control. They can even cross over into this broken terrain and keep moving, in theory. It also, of course, increases the cost to enter hexes by 1. Fog is not cumulative with night movement costs. So, for example, for this unit to move across here, it's 2 for crossing the river, 2 plus 1 for entering broken, and they get 1 more movement point. They can't do anything, but that's, in theory, what they could do. In theory. In practice, they'll probably do it as well, because it's good to get across that river. And now that the engineers have been activated, may as well get across the river. Alright, so the event is done. Whew, we are ready to go, and this is going to be tough. Well, it's interesting because, well, in theory, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I could... What's stopping me? I'm sure there's something stopping me charging all the way up to Vilts. I just don't know. It's not a dense fog, so the road movement costs are exactly the same as they are for clear. So here's the normal road movement chart. Same movement cost, clear and fog weather are the same. Woods, broken, marsh, or forest. Where else can I really kind of exploit? Not many other places around here, are there? I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way back up to here. Just not really in a position. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Getting into a position to potentially exploit during the likelihood of fog or dense fog on that pre-dawn turn. Do I want to rush ahead with the 26? Just go straight around the back here and hit these engineers and the HQ. It's a town at night, so again it'd be doubled with, I think, a column shift to the left. Yep, doubled with a column shift to the left. So there'd be 8. 9, 10, 11, perhaps, with their artillery? No. 8. Do they have any artillery in the area? I think they're going to be without artillery. So it'd be just 8. I'd be without artillery, of course, as well. It's a long way to go, but I'd have my Fusiliers and engineers, who could add a -2 dice roll modifier, and with a really good ER rating of 5, I'd probably have the... Oh, it's tied for ER. So I'd have a -2 dice roll modifier. If I could, how do I get any of these guys? 1, 2, 3. I'm just thinking if I could get them into there. Engineers 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they couldn't do anything else really. 1, 2, 3. Trucks can't go in there. So this is kind of a study in road movement costs and terrain costs and what you can do. I kind of like the idea of this stack here, just punching straight through across the Vilts River and getting an attack on Vilts. What's going to be my attack factors? 8, 14. Thanks, RDJ. 14 on 8. It's going to be 1 to 1. Ooh, 1 to 1 with a -2. 1 to 1 with a -2. So I'd be looking at something less than 4. And they're not interested. So they will. That's worth it, I think. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight through these non-zones of control in wooded, broken hexes. Marching straight up to. I could go further. These engineers could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, beyond the road to Bastogne. But they are needed in Vilts for my. They're attacking Coda. I don't know what happens when you. This is the 28th Division headquarters. They're shocked at how these Germans have broken through in the early morning fog. You must traverse the town to go south. Oh, of course, it's a boundary. One thing I missed was this boundary here. These boundaries get me every time. I just keep missing those little dots. Okay, what about here? Change of plans. I'm just going to run, charge straight at this hex in frustration. I'll bring the assault companies in. I might bring some armour in as well, just to make it a combined. So no zone of control, no zone of control. They can go 1. And the AFE, this is a heavy AFE. Moving through broken costs 4. So 1 or half, sorry, and 4. It'll give me some decent odds in this attack. I'm confident I can capture Calton back. And Coda breathe a sigh of relief for now. For now, we're coming for you. Okay. So, I mean, this is 2nd Panzer. I don't really want. In fact, I might change that, and I might get this unit up 1.5. Just I'm keeping the 26th Division together. Now, as I said, I can get across the Clough River here and get an attack on Vilts. So no zones of control. It's just basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for crossing the river. And I could get this other battalion across as well into the same hex. Let's do it. Now, where is the rest of my 26th Division armour? I don't think I have any. I'd like to get the 26 back down to the south here. They need to kind of be south of 2nd Panzer, not mixed in. It's interesting. Last Blitzkrieg Battalion Combat Series penalises mixed formations with modifiers to your snafu roll. The time for Trumpets penalises you by basically kind of more practical considerations. You can't stack them together. You've got to kind of sometimes, when you're attacking, rely on divisional level artillery. I'd like to get these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my recon unit can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll move these guys into there. Yep, they can move in there. Where's the rest? I've got my HQ here, they're okay. I think I'm done. Oh, here we go, got some infantry way back up here. I don't think they can reach, can they? One, two, yeah. We'll bring them forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They pay basically 1 movement point per road hex, foot units. I should not have, if I've done stacking correctly, no more 26th Division units left. But I may have some artillery left, which I need to get across the river. So, oh geez, I haven't set this up well. Right, we've got our naval efforts here, and they don't. Are they penalised by attacking into? Let's check out the fortifications. The improved positions, naval efforts are not affected, which is great. Which means I can bring my naval. They've crossed over last turn. They can come up and hang around. There's something like a short range. 5 and 4, there's a 3, so they have to get pretty close. So, 1, 2, 3, 3.5, and 4. So put them right up in the front here, give them some flexibility. Which means I kind of have to do something with the second Panzer. And I need to think about what I'm doing in these combats here. So, as I said, the armour here is heading to the south. I did say that, but in hindsight, maybe I don't need the armour. Maybe I'll send the armour to Vilderwilds with the rest of these guys. So I'll split the 26 and attack here, and then an attack here, and this hex will go the AT attacking to the south, and the armour attacking northwest. They are not subject to combined arms. Improved positions. So it's one of probably the second main benefit to improved positions is it cancels that combine. So there's no point in having that armour there anyway. Okay, in that case, let's get 2nd Panzer into some attacking positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they'll follow. I'll get the rest of my naval verses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three. Stack them. Actually, I don't want to stack them too densely. I think that will do. I can all make that. Don't leave any behind. Okay, so there's a 15th Nebelwerfer Brigade being brought up in support of attacks across the Kloof River. 2nd Panzer needs to finish off their movement, and it's Panzer Lehr, they're going to shift to the north. Alright, they want to get an attack on Clervaux, and that means clearing some space basically. So these guys, where I can get cross-country units, these are trucks, so they can go up into there as well. So I think 2nd Panzer are looking to attack Clervaux. It's going to be a tough nut to crack. There's a lot of combat factors there and a lot of artillery behind the lines. And Trafelt. Okay. And that's also... Well, they're not in... So maybe I should get the biggest attack in here and clear through here. So I'll try and bring as much up as possible into this area. Where's the big guns? Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. And can I get some infantry? I've got to get some infantry. Here we go. 1, 2. They can make that. I'm not sure what the cost is, but they can make it. That truck can't get in there. That truck can't get in there. Maybe instead of moving these guys there, I'll bring them around to that hex. Because I want to get as much as possible into here. It's not a lot, I recognise that. And I think I'll send... It's tough to attack across the river. They're huge. There'll be huge shifts. What we're looking at here is, oh my god, 8, 9 doubled to 18 with 2 shifts to the town plus another 2 shifts to the river. A frontal assault is suicide. So I will go around to the north and bring some more 2nd Panzer northwards. What does that mean? Attacking this hex and attacking this hex and trying to move into Weiss Park. How do I do that? Cross-country units into the woods, ignoring zones of control. That's how we do that. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, and now they're on the road. Ooh, I could go... Hey, Blue, welcome. 6, 7, 8. And what this does is it prevents this artillery from firing. And it kind of contains the 9th Armoured Division in that area. I could even smash into them here. They've got some armour there. They've got some very tough mechanised infantry there. But it holds that position. And now these guys, also cross country. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I could smash into that field artillery group at HQ. 6. Or I could just move into the back here and stop these guys from firing. There's an artillery. Oh, they're mounted up, but it'll scare them. Maybe I could just hold Weiss Park. Holding that hex there seems pretty good. An important crossroad. And this, I don't recognise the symbol. Looks like a jug. Panzer. I'm going to say 4. Have a wild stab in the dark. It is. Am I right? Is it a... Where'd it go? There it is. I'm looking at the one on the right there. That's a Stug. Is it a Stug? It's a Stug, right? I've got to look at the counter, then look across at the image, then look back at the counter, then look across the image. It looks a lot. I just get these. I get the Jugpanzer 4 and the Stug silhouettes confused. So that's a Stug. So if used in an assault, I get to use. Well, what do I need to use? I should plan this as well. I could use the infantry Stug assault modifier if the defender's in woods or broken. Woods or broken. And an infantry unit. So in hindsight, because I have no other infantry left to move, what I might do is just, is it worth pulling one of these tanks out to give me that -1 modifier? Or the +8? Okay, to throw the Stugs in. Oh, here we go, I've got some infantry here. Okay, so what do we want to attack? Maybe these guys out in the open. Oh, you know what I could do? I could even cut off surround this formation here and cut off their zones of control. So we'll move the Stugs in one, that's a half. Oh look, I think they'll just go charging in there. And then bring the infantry in on trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what that does is surrounds this formation with enemy zones of control. They can't retreat there. So if I can force retreat, they're eliminated. I mean, they're only pretty weak units anyway, but you know, killing 2 birds with 1 stone would be nice. So this will be a Stug Assault, which will give me the additional -1. It'll be a combined arms Stug Assault, 2nd Panzer Army special attack as well. So this is going to be really, really good. They get it's a Woods Hex. There'll be 1 shift to the right. Combined arms 1 shift to the right. And infantry Stug Assault, -1 dice roll modifier. Yeah, okay. It might even be worth attacking this hex as well, just to kill them off. So I might bring some more factors into here. Ooh. Yeah, no zones of control. Have I been counting zones of control for something else? I could move further. Yeah. So 1.5. I could get an attack on here. They're pretty tanky. I don't want to worry too much about them. Still got a lot of 2nd Panzer units down here as well. Maybe I should move these guys up. That's another Stug, so let's get them up. 1, 2, 1.5, 2, 3, and a half. 4, 5, 6.5. That's a bad idea. Push it too far. I'll just go into there, up the road, and then bang, and they'll help with an attack on here, and they'll be helped by this infantry battalion. Second battalion, 2nd regiment. Yeah, I can't see the wheels. I have to zoom in really closely to see those wheels. I know very little about these designs. The Stug's based on the Panzer III, the Jugpan's based on the Panzer IV. Ah, okay. There's another Stug there. Okay, another... No, wait. Yep, that's another Stug company there. They don't want to attack here though. What I might do is bring them further to the north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's wrong. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I'll come in there. And engineers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to put them in there. I want to get a unit. I'd like to get a unit in there, but I don't think it's going to be possible. These guys haven't moved yet. They can go a half. 3, 4.5, 5, 6.5. It's gonna be half short of getting into there. I was trying to get a flanking attack. I could pull these guys back to count that. It's just a -1 dice from modifier is what I was looking at. We'll hold them there, I guess. 1, 2, throw them in. And 1, 2, throw them in. So I can split this hex up. So I'm going, yeah, they'll give me a flank attack. No, flanks don't matter on fortified units. So I'm going to bring the headquarters up 1 to Marnik. Instead of moving these guys there, they're just going to hold that position there. Because I don't want, yeah, it's unlikely that the Americans will push across the river, but just in case. And, alright, let's get some artillery closer. 1, 2, 3. Might be a good place for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. I'll stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, these are horse-drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I might leave them there for now, because they won't be able to do much if they try to move. Okay, 26th Division, also horse-drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can't attack anything, so they'll have to move. 1, 2. Horse-drawn into a forest is going to cost 4. So they'll stop there, and they can't shoot. These guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Dismount. They'll shift up to there as well. Oh, we have some more second panzer infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and still some second panzer artillery up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Oh, actually 5, 6, 6.5 deployed, and I'll join them. 1, 2, these are 2, 3, 4, 5.5 deployed. And that should leave Panzerlehr and core artillery. I'm not sure about these guys. Surely most of them are released by now. We're looking at some units east of Clairvaux, southeast, so T19, look at T19, T24, T19, oh they're static, and T24, they're also static, okay, static army level artillery. Oh, with decent range, oh they're out of range now, so okay. And let's bring up the core headquarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put onto there, and we'll bring this as an AA up as well. And Ludwitz wants to find out what's happening. Alright, so we've got, just to double check here, because I've been a bit lax with headquarters. 26 headquarters is good. Where is the 2nd Panzer Division HQ? I think I put them here, didn't I? Yep, they're right in the thick of it. That's good as well. Which leaves Panzerlehr, and I don't know what to do with them. Would love to hit this again, but not having much success. Oh. So I'm kind of in two minds. Keep driving north and trying to clear the Americans out of here, or cross the river and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. Oh, actually, they could get into this hex. So maybe we'll get some units, forests without roads. Or at least not, the bulk of the units can't. They could. Cross-country infantry. But the heavies cannot enter forests. They can only enter forests via roads. So I could, it'd mean, if I do this, it kind of means splitting the formation. Which would really put a strain on my headquarters here. They'd have to be very carefully positioned. Kind of on a bridge here to send supplies west and east. But the river at least. So, and attacking this fortified position. And whilst also attacking this position here, which is still fortified. So maybe, yeah, maybe I do that. I send these guys just north to, once again, attack the American positions on that crossroad. And I try and send some others. They all have movement of 8. So they can go, I'll just double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. 5, 6, 7, 8.5. Okay, they'd be stopped. In that case, let's just. There's nothing they can do. It's really frustrating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can't go anywhere really. Traffic jams, indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could stop there. Alright, so I'm getting some units up there at least. And let's get their artillery up here as well. So they'll move up to there, they'll move there, they'll move to there. 1, 2, 3, and I'll go there. And I'll move my headquarters 1, 2, let's put them there. Zones of control, these guys alongside the road are blocking a lot of these clear. I had some units that, cross-country units that kind of were able to skirt around the woods and then back onto the clear hex here and around, so that's how these guys got up here. It's just these clear hexes here is slowing me down. This is a wood hex, so no fog up here, but they can't go any further. They're cross-country, so that's okay. And that's about it for the core movement. So I don't really know where to start. Maybe we'll start here and we'll see what the Americans throw at this. I've got, actually, sorry. Yeah, they moved in there, didn't they? I've got, and keep in mind this is 2nd Panzer Army, 2nd Panzer Division. they will yeah. I've got 9. I said I was going to split these up, so this might be the weaker attack. So let's try this one first. 10, 14. I might throw the engineers at this one. So 14, looking at 17 to 3. And it's combined arms, Stug, in woods. So let's consider that. So second panzer will be 1 right, -1, engineers. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. What have they got? So I'm already looking at 2 to the right, -2. ERs are even. Do I throw some artillery at this? Is the question. Let's think about what the Americans might do. What artillery do they have to boost this? They've got 4 here. They might let this one go. You know, alright, we'll throw one little piece out. How about, where's my big artillery stack? Here we go. We'll throw something small. I'm just going to throw 3 out. It's not a lot. It is into the woods at night, which is halved, rounded up to 2. So look at 19 to 3, which is 6 to 1. 2 to the right goes up to 7 to 1, -2. Yeah. Let's see how that goes. Oh, okay, not good. So looking at 4, 3. And 7 to 1, 4, no combat. 3 is 1, DR2. Well, they're dead. And they can't retreat, so they're dead. And a DR2 result. Do I have recon? I don't have my armoured recon. I've just got my tanks and panzers. So a DR2 gives me 4 hexes of advance. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And that stops this artillery from firing. And the engineers will just 1, 2, 3. They can retreat. Where can they retreat to? They've got zones of control here, zones of control here, zones of control there, zones of control there. They can't enter enemy zones of control. They're kind of completely surrounded by zones of control. I'll wind that back. That's a fog turn. Oh, fog effects affect retreats as well. Well, in that case, I might lose those guys. Bugger. So what was that? That was a 1 DR2. So I'll go 1, 2, and we'll advance 1, 2. Oh, it's a shame. Okay, so now we've got 9. 9 plus 14 is 23. 29 to 1. They'll throw this artillery out at it. Oh, sorry, Germans first. They will throw some artillery at this. Let's just say Second Panzer. Well, this is the last Second Panzer attack. I think there's no other attacks taking place, so they'll throw pretty much all their artillery out of it. So we've got 8 plus 7, 15. 15 will be halved to 8, so looking at 37 to 1. The Americans will try and throw that out to make it 37 to 3. It's not going to do a lot. They can't do much else in this area. It is... flanking doesn't count. So we've got... into a broken hex. Infantry Stug. Do I have a Stug? I have one. Yep. Negative 1. Second Panzer and broken is no effect, so I think it's a 7 to 1. No other modifiers. 7 to 1 minus 1. Which is a pretty good result. That's a 0, 1 DR4. So they're eliminated. And a DR4. Well, I can't go far. Maybe I can. 1, 2, 3. I might just hold the infantry there, but my tanks here can go 1, 2, 3. They could go further if they want, but they might just hold there. And I'll send those guys across. Not attempting an attack on Wiltz. Not going to worry about that. Might do the Panzer attack up here. 16, 22, 28 on 3. And they want to throw a lot of... This is their only attack, so they'll throw all their specific divisional artillery. They've got 11... They've got 11. I might throw some more. 1, 2, yeah. 11, 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 15. 15 half will be 8, so looking at 36 on 3. And the Americans will throw... Okay, they have some artillery up here. 4 halved to make it 36 on 5. It's still 7 to 1. I don't want to spend... they've got a lot of artillery up north, so can that reach? Yeah, it can. They'll throw some more artillery from this northern group. So it's a total of... If I don't fire them, it's a total of 7. Halved is 4. Total of 7. 36 on 7 gives me 5 to 1. And... one left, one right. So 1 left, 1 right. A fort is 2 left. They have +1. And I don't think I have any other modifiers. So it's, that cancels out. For, yeah. Yeah, that's it. For 3 to 1 plus 1. 3 to 1 plus 1. Ouch. 3 to 1 plus 1, so that's 5, 7 on 3 to 1. The 5 is going to hit an armor. Ah. And the 7 on 3 to 1 is a no effect. That's unfortunate. And that cancels the engage result. Having so much trouble in this area. But I have to say, I'm happier with the dice roller. Despite that bad result, it feels much more balanced. Okay, we have a couple of combats left down here now. And I might have to finish after this core activation. So, these guys, I was going to split this formation so they cancel the river effect. So, we've got 24. 24 plus 11 is 35, plus 6 is 41 on 5. On 5. It is a second panzer attack, and we do have combined arms, and they are not fortified, so we're looking, and they're in broken though, so there's no modifiers for that unfortunately. So no column shifts rather. Did I bring some stills up? I did not. Okay. What other modifiers do we have? I could do, I wonder, if this, maybe I should have done a Tigers in the Mist attack for the north. I keep forgetting about that opportunity. What would this do? It'd enable my infantry just to scoot past, but really I want to clear this hex out. So I do have recon on a night turn, so that's a negative 1. So what have I got here? I've got 8 to 1. They still have some artillery behind the lines here, so I might throw some guns in just to boost it a little bit. 10 will be halved to 5, if I recall correctly. Night turn, yep, halved of course. So looking at 51 on 5. Yep, I think that'll do. Now they do have, ERs are tied. They get a +1 for the village. It's second panzer, I mentioned that, sorry, there's no no modifiers there. What else? I'm just going to double check the weapons effects. I don't think there are any other modifiers here that apply. So we're looking here at 5 to 1, 5, so 10 to 1. Do they want to throw some artillery in? I think they kind of want to spend this now. It'll be halved to 2, so look at 51 on 7, so look at, it doesn't do anything. 7 to 1 plus 1. 7 to 1 plus 1. Oh, it's a big roll for the Germans, so look at 2, 3. The 2 won't do anything. The 3 will be a 1 DR2. 1 and a retreat of 2. 1, 2. And, okay. So we can go, infantry can follow that path. They might just hold there. We can advance into there. And the armour can DR2, move 4 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4 up into the rear of Clairvaux. Nice. Which now, yeah, kind of locks that in for the impending clear AM turn. I think it's going to be clear anyway. We've got a road across the Clerf River. Look at that. We've captured Trafelt. That's a victory condition hex. And we're still going because we've got this combat, a couple of combats down here. We'll do the bottom one first because I'm not sure what I'll have left for this. So I've got 9, 14, 15, 16, 16. It's going to be tougher. I might throw the AT in because they're going to be an armoured fighting vehicle without infantry, which will give me a 1 shift to the right when I attack them with an armoured fighting vehicle, whereas this is just infantry. So I'll throw that in. The AAs won't help in the AT won't help in the attack. Okay, so let me do that math again. 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 on 3. ERs are tied. There's no artillery for the Americans in the area, so I know I have superiority here. Whatever I throw is not going to be cancelled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's throw 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's throw a further 6. So I've got 8. Might save that. 8. Which will be half to 4. So 23 on 3. Yeah, that's all I need. Which is 7 to 1. They've got +1 for a village. I've got -1 for flanking. I have got engineers and reconnaissance. So -1, -1. So it's a net 7 to 1 -2. It's a night turn. Sorry, I forgot the night turn, which is woods at night. That hurts a bit. Oh, 1 to the left. No, not woods, it's forest at night, 2 to the left. So 5 to 1 -2. And I got 0 to 1 result on 5 to 1. The 0 does no damage. The 2 is a 1 DR2. So 1, well, 1, 1, 2, I guess. And we can advance. And have to be careful not to cross that area. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Last combat here, we have got 20 on 3. Cross-country can't advance across the river. Where was that? Is that... is that these guys here? Where'd they come from? Okay. So when they advance across the river... So they can attack across the river, they just can't advance. Where'd they come from? They followed the bridge, that's okay. But these guys in their trucks, they use the bridge. use the bridge, they're okay. Alright, so I've got to watch that advance after combat. They can't advance, okay. Yep. Okay, we've got some combat here. Last one, yeah, 20 on 3. I'll throw in the double werfers, I guess. 10. Oh, this is silly again because it's an improved position. Okay, 16 plus 16 is 32. 32 in an IP6. Nebelwerfer is not affected by this, which is good. There's a village and broken. So Nebelwerfer's knight broken are halved to 16. So we're looking at 36 on 3. Still no American artillery they can draw on. So this could be 12 to 1. I have reconnaissance here. So they've got +1 for the village, +1 for the ER, -1. They have it's an AFV with no infantry, so that's 1 to the right, doesn't really need it. And flanking, -1. So there's a lot, so they all cancel out. So 1 to the right doesn't matter, it's 7 to 1, -1. 7 to 1, -1. Looking at 0, 4. The 0 won't cause any casualties, and the 4 is a 1. They're gone. It's sorry, it's important. The 4, a 1 DR1, so just into the hex. Yeah, hold there. It's unfortunate it wasn't bigger. If it was bigger, I might have been able to. No, 26 can't do it. So I think that's the end of that activation. China's got a lot to be happy about with that. They've crossed the Clerf in force. 26 in the 2nd Panzer, 26 in particular down here in the south. 2nd Panzer starting to shift to the north here and drive into the 9th Armoured Division. I've got Weisswampak, and so coming up later, I'll stop here, but we've got these 2 Northern Corps. Not looking forward to this one. This is the grind through these forts. Up in the north, you can see the Americans, I don't know if I covered this earlier, but they've brought their reconnaissance unit around to the north. Very strong core echelon reconnaissance unit, which is just going to stop this advance up here. They'll have to grind through that unit and the CP and the engineers. It's starting to slow down. They're just across the but 9th Armoured Division here, this is CCB, have blocked them. So yeah, they need to capture Schomberg, which they should be able to do. Steinerbrook, well they had it and they've lost it, so that could be tough. But the Americans are already starting to dig into their artillery in the north, so maybe they'll run out. We'll see. Yeah. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll report back soon. See you all.